All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 3. Oscar Begone.
He's been taken.
The good guys are boned. That's, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, not a good boy, oh boy.
Nope.
That is a nope boy.
I'm really scratching my head thinking how they're going to get out of this one, but, you know, I'm coming up blank.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I know you're howling with laughter over our puns.
Right, exactly. It's horrible, Jacob.
But yeah, that happened. So okay, all right.
Yep, we've
that
got
needs
our
to be
parties.
addressed immediately.
Yep, they need to touch base, get information across. Ruby's crew with Nora. Blake, Weiss,
maybe not Weiss,
Penny, maybe not Weiss. They're all off doing their own thing right now, so they're gonna take a while probably before they get this kind of info passed along.
Right.
But at the very least, we're on a timetable here.
Yep.
Just the atlas, the city, the people, Mantle, everything. So these moment-by-moment events are really crucial because, yeah.
This is when it all goes down. Like once Salem has Oscar, there's nothing really that needs to happen other than a quick interrogation before attacking. Like that's it.
Tuck him away. Yeah.
No, Salem will say it in a much more awesome way than that.
Right, of course. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. That shot in the beginning with Ruby looking at all their back shots there.
Yeah.
I really want that to be a moment where Ruby is basically put into the situation of, there they are. You can save 3 of them. Which do you save?
I know. That would be
like a classic RPG.
That would be fantastic.
Move, you know? See, I told you he's gonna get captured.
Yeah.
He's in the OP all along. Yeah. It's right there.
So, do you think Crow's actually going to kill Ironwood?
Eventually, I think Crow will do something that will, pit him against Ironwood, but I don't think he'll be the one to kill Ironwood. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, they do kind of need to fight at some point.
Yeah. If you were one of my men, I'd have you shot. If I was one of your men, I'd shoot myself.
Yep.
Yeah. God, she's wearing the hat.
Man, when they finally siege Destro, it's going to be so cool.
It's Monstro.
Monstro?
I said it wrong.
That's
too,
right.
The other one though. But yeah.
Yeah, Monstro.
I believe someone on Twitter was also saying, someone from the Crewbie was saying they're calling it Monstra.
Monstra.
Well. Yeah, Monstra. Jeez. Oh. Was that them going through the tube?
Right.
Oh my god.
Ow, come on! That was a once-in-a-lifetime experience! Ow.
Good. Because I never want to do that again.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, Robo Girl. You're up. Which way?
Oh, this is fun.
Enhance.
We'll cross the bridge, then go left, straight, left, up, right, straight, left.
Yes!
And my name
That's wonderful.
is Penny.
Hey. Ruby looks so proud.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Pass without a trace. Let's go. Just casually.
Elevator, yeah.
Squad captain knows what's going on up there. They can't get close to that storm without getting shot right out of the air.
It's creepy. All those Grim just waiting.
Worst
That is awesome.
Don't say that. We'll jinx us.
I just hope the CO can get us some answers soon, or...
No way. Nora,
Oh
you
my
little
god,
agent of
Nora,
chaos.
you did not. Wow.
I love it.
That was so dangerous. Yeah.
Very Star Wars.
Let's,
I love it.
Yeah, let's R2D2 this. Mm-hmm. Oh, Penny just accessed the... Oh. Pietro.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome. Okay.
All right. Where to next, Penny?
Right through Central Command.
Oh, no big deal.
Oh my
All right.
God. All right. We're here.
Of course.
I can't maneuver us through all that.
Do not worry. RWBY is capable of traveling at an extreme velocity from one point to another by breaking herself down to her molecular components, thus negating her mass, and then reassembling them at the destination, theoretically making it possible for her to transport all of us in the same way, as
What?
matters.
What?
Okay.
You can use your semblance on all of us.
Did Penny just figure that out before you did?
Like,
Oh my
sure, you were
God.
honest before I did.
Oh my God, I love that. Yes.
Been busy.
Last time he
Making progress.
adjusted that tie.
I'd hate for us to have to try motivating you again.
Given what we're after, I've got all the motivation I need. Sadly, it doesn't make
Wait.
taking down Pietro's magical science project any less cumbersome.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
I trust you can come up with something.
Using him to get Penny.
Palpable.
But what if he ended up slipping something else
Aware
into
that
her?
Dear Dr. Polendina is gallivanting around your military compound? Unless, of course, someone else is using his credentials.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
A security threat has been detected in the compound. Status alert level 3. Red. Lockdown initiated.
Well,
Authorization
red
granted to handle any
is
threat.
rather apropos.
Yeah. Yep.
Got to be joking. The pneumatic tubes have all been closed off.
Oh.
Well, shit.
We
Yep.
passed a hangar. I can hijack an airship and get us off this floating rock.
As
Wait.
long.
We can still succeed.
Yep.
We are
Yeah.
so close.
As long as they keep this bubble around, this is a good get out. You
Wait.
know.
Oh no.
Okay.
What is-
What are we
what
doing?
is
What are we
Nora's
doing? What are we
idea?
doing? No. Oh my
Number
God,
one, Dad. Oh, but it
said done.
Read the sign, Bill. Read
What the heck?
Why don't you ever just pay attention? I'm here late all the time.
Jesus.
Oh my God. And he was already getting bullied
Whoa,
like at
whoa,
the place.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay. All right. Uh-oh. You left
Another
somebody.
thing I don't want to do
No. They're staying back.
again.
Okay.
They're staying back. That's I think the whole point is that they can't maneuver through the
Gotcha.
through the environment with all the people because then they'll get inside the
Stand
bubble.
back,
Oh,
please.
right.
So they need everyone distracted so they make their stealth check. Okay. But now they're gonna know exactly where they are.
Where is everyone? This
Yeah.
is a highly classified area.
That sounds like a fun time for Nora.
That's a lockdown thing.
Maybe you
stuck
should just
in here.
charge up while you're there, Nora. I mean, that might
Might
alert
be
alert the
overloaded.
power grid or something.
I'm ready.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Process is a little complicated, so I'm
Shit.
holding in the penny from Amity Coliseum.
Well, if
Fuck.
Yeah.
This is going to get used by the bad guys.
Yep, definitely.
Oh my God.
I hope the others are okay. I've never seen
Just
Yang and
relaxing.
Ruby fight like this.
Don't worry. They're sisters. Sometimes sisters just have very different ideas about what's right.
Yeah, they'll be fine. John's a great leader. Oscar's grown a ton, and Yang is more than capable of protecting them all in a fight.
And yeah.
Oh, and of course Ren is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Omitting.
know what he is. Every time I think the two of us are making progress, he. We've been together our whole lives, but I feel like I understand him less now than ever. And I don't know if that's his fault or mine.
When you've been at someone's side for so long, after a while they become a part of you. But that's
Yeah.
just it. They're only a part of you. Don't forget about the rest.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't actually
It's nice
know
that
who
Blake's
I
the one
am.
saying that.
Yeah, you don't have to be half of a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sad, huh?
Well, maybe take this opportunity to find out. Do something only Nora can do.
Like what? Be strong and hit stuff?
Nora, you're one of the best characters in this show. You could.
There. Downloading the cloned imprint now. When Penny gets to Amity, we'll run the launch sequence. Amity's computer will try to connect to the General's terminal, but get Penny instead.
And after the launch, I'll return
Shit.
to help you all with the evacuation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
About that, Penny. When Amity goes up, I think you should be honored with Maria and I.
But they need me here. Right?
Well, if you stay far out of Salem's reach, then she can't open the vault. She can't get to the relic. So
That's true.
maybe it is for the best.
We should probably head to the hangar.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But this was shut not
I
by you
guess
guys, but
We
by
all have to do some
Ironwood.
things we would rather not.
Hello, kids.
Oh, yep. Yep. Okay.
Time to
Fight
go
time.
now, Penny.
So your
All
first
right.
time losing to us wasn't enough?
Oh!
We were holding back. We have all said some things we regret. Please, hear me out. I know you thought you
Yes.
were doing the right thing when you left with the Maiden Power.
Okay,
Salem
okay, okay.
is here now. Things have changed.
If General Ironwood plans to leave Mantle behind, nothing has changed.
I thought you were supposed to protect the people. not
Yeah,
hurt
that's what
them.
she's
I
doing.
would never hurt anyone.
Well, Winter's in critical condition because of you.
And you repaid her by stealing the power that should have been hers.
But taking the Maiden Power was the only way to
If you keep
stop.
refusing to do the right thing, people in Atlas and Mantle are going to die.
You could stop all of this, Penny. Just open the vault, hand over the relic, and you'll save Atlas.
But it won't save Atlas. Salem will find her way to the relic no matter where you go. Once Ironwood opens the vault, the relic is as good as...
One more word, and I'm throwing you in jail right next to your uncle, Runt.
Oh.
Leave her alone.
And what are you gonna do about it, Tin Can?
Oh, and then the force field. Yeah.
Shit.
That was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Maiden time. Let's go. Let's go.
And Nora time. Something only Nora can do, you know?
True.
Okay.
True. Oh. All right.
Okay.
So she doesn't have like that much strength necessarily, but this is still something she can do.
Yeah, and she's by herself, which is
that's
a
a cool
problem.
effect.
Oh no.
All right.
You will not hurt my friends.
Oh my God, Petty versus
Oh,
the
but
Aesop.
this song,
is such
this
a
music
good...
sounds like Final Stand music.
No. She's got this. She's got this. We need to keep Marrow busy, otherwise he can stasis her. Oh. Okay, yep, target him first. Target him first, yep. That's smart.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Wow. Launch.
Oh.
Funny launch, here we go. Alright. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, never mind.
One? Cowards. Penny's the Winter Maiden. I'm sure she can hold her own for a little bit.
Come on.
I mean, how are they actually going to be able to do damage to her, though? That's the main thing, is that most of their weapons won't probably be able to get that close. Well, okay, that was actually a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
God. All right. Oh.
Yeah.
She can fly.
Right?
All right, lasers are coming out.
Yep. Oh. Okay, he was keeping that in the bag there for a second.
Okay.
I was like, you know.
Come on, Nora. This is your time to shine.
And hit stuff. Yes,
Yep,
yes.
yep, exactly.
Channel it all. All right, what are your limits, Nora? Holy crap! Jeez! Let's go, Nora!
All right.
Hell yeah! Oh.
That was pretty awesome.
That was Nora. Oh yeah, yeah. That was past your limits. Okay. All right, Ruby.
Damn it!
Yep, yep.
That was our chance. I need all available squads to converge on.
Wait. I have a message for your operatives.
Oh, shit. Oh no.
But General,
We understand, sir.
Fall back. Wait a minute.
What's their play?
Well, they have to get access to Penny, basically.
Right, in order to, I'm guessing, to like put in the updates, I think.
Oh! 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 Just get a piece of her tech.
Let's go.
Yep, yep. Leave with it.
That was very suspicious.
Okay. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, yeah. All right,
Okay.
let's head out. Let's head out. Where's our, Oh, there you go.
Coming or what?
Yum, yum, yum.
All right.
She's in bad shape.
Yeah.
We need to get her somewhere
Dang,
safe.
those scars are crazy. Cool. Nice showing things to scale, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Nora.
So sorry.
Oh. No. Everyone did good. Everyone did good.
It is time for me to go, isn't it?
We'll see each other again really soon. I promise.
Oh
boy.
Yep, next time we see her, she will be a puppet of Ironwood and potentially Watts.
There will be strings on her.
Yep, yep, exactly.
Of course, that could also just be her kick-ass line when she breaks free of it.
Good work would have been capturing Penny.
Well, you know what they say. If you can't beat them, then make them join you.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. The fandom was theorizing about it.
Yeah, yeah.
People have been talking about it. We saw the signs in the OP. It's, yeah, that's happening. And
Great
that
episode, though. I love that it focused solely on one group.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a great episode in terms of what we got, because we got basically a rounded mini story that covered a whole range of specific things, feelings, and actions. But because it was focused all on one group, we actually were able to have quiet moments.
Yep.
In the midst of the
action
the
and
fast-paced
all of that
stuff.
other stuff.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we were able to set up the whole thing of like Nora being like, "What do I do? Just be strong and hit stuff," and then have it come up again.
Yeah, I really like how this episode was essentially, I guess, directed is the right way to bring it up. But yeah. All right, everybody. Okay, well this was probably just the best episode we've seen thus far in the volume.
Yeah,
this was
I
a
agree.
really, really good, just well-rounded RWBY episode.
Yeah, it was the fact that it basically focused on one portion of the
crew.
The crew, what's going on, was really good, because then we were able to get, like we said in the end credits, that we were able to get those quiet moments alongside the action.
Yes.
Because in a volume like this, where you literally have Salem with her horde at the doorstep, it would feel weird if there wasn't a good amount of action all the way through, even if she hasn't fully attacked yet, because it's like that's what we've been expecting of this volume to pretty much take over the whole thing, right? So we got that with the Aesops. It was really good. The fight was dynamic. I like it, right? Separating Penny, all that stuff, good. But then we also have this stuff with Penny where she's like, oh yeah, what do I do? Oh, do I just go and leave everybody so that way the vault can't be opened? And that's
something that she doesn't want to do, because that's something that basically makes her abandoning the people of Mantle, which was her primary role that she had in Volume 7, was she's the protector of Mantle. She's going around dealing with Grimm like they're no problem. She's basically the one that is serving the people in the best way a huntsman or a huntswoman can be. And in this case, RWBY is kind of playing the friends card of like, hey, I am totally with you and we want to protect the people and stuff, but we also do need to think about the big picture here. So this is RWBY following through again with the philosophy of her decision that caused her and Yang to have a little bit of a sundering with regards to how they approach the next
big
24 hours, basically.
Leader kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is gonna get crazy. So they need to think and act fast. Thus, them being comfortable with letting the other person, at the very least, make their own decisions here is good. However, this is an example of where RWBY's decision causes an emotional conflict within another character that would usually be, yes, I'll do whatever you say, RWBY. No, Penny has to think about this for a second, because this means running away. And the Aesop's things of you could be letting people die. No, you are going to let people die. And they're, they're ignoring the whole Cinder element that was there in the Winter Maiden fight, in Volume 7.
And just the whole idea of using the you will let people die as an argument when your commander is literally letting a shit ton of people die. That doesn't hold up as well under close inspection.
And I think for them, they're not thinking about this in terms of whether or not it's a sound argument. They just know it'll work potentially because...
And it's what they want to happen. So, of course, they're going to present that as the thing that must be done.
And the fact that they're willing so like often to be able to basically just talk with them and be like, hey, let's settle this peacefully. This is ultimately what we want. But yeah, we are going to try and take you by force as well. That's fantastic, because it's basically saying, we could just, instigate fighting immediately, not give you even a chance to talk.
It makes it so that we know that these characters are people and that they had a connection. They still do have a connection, but they are divided, right? And there would be no point to them being divided if there wasn't something originally that was broken. So having this here, it helps remind us that yes, they did spend a fair amount of time with each other before they ended up getting turned against each other. Cool.
And they still have their petty grievances, because they fought to nearly the death with each other, even though Meryl's will point out, hey, we were holding back, which I love as a subtle little thing of saying to the fans who are like upset with the way the Aesops lost or something like that, of being like, no. We're well aware that, the Aesops are quite strong and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a little bit of an ego issue with like, we lost, but yeah, we're really strong. And yes, Marrow, you are ridiculously strong.
Yeah,
and in this
you're
case,
kind of the magic card that wins fights.
And even though it requires that he be essentially, stopped for that moment and focused on them specifically, so it's not completely overpowered.
Because otherwise it would be.
This worked out perfectly in this case. He was like, yep, I'm going to use it right here. You're about to fire your lasers on us. Oh, well, nope, can't have that. Counterspell, you stop.
That would be an issue.
Person.
Just let's take away your turn.
And I love it, because Penny being, probably stronger than any one of them individually.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Not, like without the maiden powers.
Without the maiden powers,
Like actually just, she's a robot, so all the bludgeoning damage that you would expect to do something because you hit them in their shoulder or their gut, she just kind of goes clank, and it's like, what is that supposed to do?
Like,
so
Penny is adorable and cute and all of that stuff, but
she's a war machine.
She's a Terminator. Weapon. Like they could have something where someone's aura is broken or something, and they go to punch her, and it just does nothing.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Now they're really strong and stuff, so they were able to handle her
Yes.
just fine.
Right.
But it wasn't really until they had actually CC'd her and stunned her that we were actually seeing the fight being over. And then she blasted out like a wave of
light
energy and
explosion,
just a chaotic,
which I appreciate as a simpler way of using the maiden powers, because from the maiden powers of what we've seen thus far, right? They are incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
It's also something where, there are constraints with the level of detail and awesomeness that we can go into with showing, phenomenal cosmic power being displayed.
Right.
So if it's just
Avatar state kind
exactly. So if it's just you
elemental
float up into the sky
craziness.
and your tattoos glow, or in this case, your eyes start flaming and you blast a giant blast of wind, but it's just wind, not like ice, covering the whole building.
That's
that makes sense, right?
Right. That's also because naturally so we know that as someone has been with their powers for only a short amount of time, they are not necessarily that good at it.
Yep.
That was brought up with the Fall Maiden. That was brought up with Cinder when she had the Fall Maiden powers. And now
we're
again
getting
here with Penny, we're seeing someone who is barely understanding what she's doing. She just basically blasts the go away power.
Here's energy. I'll just sort of throw it.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
it'll
not
do
directed
something.
in a finesse way. It's very chaotic and just simple. And we don't see her really doing much else while she's doing the power. So it's all her concentration and focus just to do that. So that's something that's good there, because Penny being instantly overpowered with the maiden stuff would be a bit underwhelming, just in terms of giving her all that, and then we go, oh, do we have to wait until Salem or someone shows up to actually be able to stop her?
It's kind of counterbalancing that whole idea of, because in RWBY, we've got all these weapons and semblances and abilities and magic.
Crazy
and,
amount of things like that.
Crazy amount of things to potentially play with and keep
How
track
do
of.
you balance it all?
How do you balance it all? Well, what you could do, and I'm really glad that they didn't do, is making it so that, oh no, she's a maiden, you can't really do anything against her because you're not a maiden. No. They have semblances, they're a team, all that stuff. Oh, it's almost like, even though she's more machine than man and has, all these wonderful abilities, because she's alone, she can't stand against a coordinated group effort.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's some sort of parallel that we could take from that for, the story with where we're at right now.
Sure.
I don't think there is. I'm probably just reaching.
Right. It's almost as though once she was divided from the rest of the girls, she was out of commission.
And in fact, the way they're going to be taking her down is because they literally divided her and took a piece of her.
Right.
And then are going to use that to
which I love, because it basically says one of the things that has been a crazy just laws of physics breaking thing with regards to Penny's powers is her blades and how she communicates what they're supposed to do. But they do have little cables, little thin, extremely strong, razor sharp in some cases, cables. And thus there must be something that goes and connects them to her central processing unit or something.
Right.
So he's now Watts is going to be able to go and take this and be like, I can use this.
Right.
And oh my God, the fact that they didn't actually get Penny means that what we're probably getting is a delay in how much time it'll take him to actually figure out how to hack Penny and remote control into her. And it won't be just a next episode immediately she's hacked and stuff. It just basically
before the next time she sees RWBY.
Right. Before the next time she sees RWBY and everyone, that'll already have happened, which is a great little bit of foreshadowing setup. And all right, awesome. We wanted things to get dark again in RWBY, and this is Volume 3, 2.0 with Atlas Falls. Let's get it. We also got some quiet moments, though.
We did,
episode.
and specifically with Nora, which I'm a big fan of, because, yes, like Nora as a character, with when she was introduced and everything, she was incredibly funny, like very entertaining to watch.
Yes, very entertaining shtick character in Volume 1.
Right, but she very much was a shtick character, right? And when we got Volume 4 and we got that focus on her and Ren, it was great. I loved it, right? Boop is one of my favorite songs from the RWBY soundtrack still to this day.
Yes.
Right? But it was something where it was still more of the leaning into explaining, showing why these characters were the way they were,
right?
But they were still kind of their shtick. You know, we just understood the shtick a little bit better.
Right.
But for actual, like, because that's backstory, that's perspective. But for character development, where the character actually grows, how do we get that?
That's the tricky part with writing with
Uh-huh.
characters that started off primarily as shtick characters, is you need to basically deconstruct and reassemble a little bit of what made their shtick a thing to begin with. And what we've basically identified via the kind of awkward drama of Volume 7 that kind of spilled over a little bit here into Volume 8 is that Ren and Nora liked to keep things the same, both of them, for that long period of time. When Nora's tried to accelerate things, basically to move things a little bit faster, Ren pushed back, probably because he was uncomfortable and didn't know exactly what to do.
Sure.
That makes sense. However, Nora seems to be interpreting that in a, I would say, a rather correct way, because Ren has been a little bit, I would say, out of character in a way that is not a writing necessarily thing. It's more of a, Ren's character has been one of the more confusing ones just in more recent volumes, in that he doesn't know necessarily what to do here.
Well, right, because...
And yet he doesn't ask for help or... do anything like that.
And I think the reason for that is because this is playing out like a repeat of his hometown, right? You know, there's a place, you know, and there's a bunch of monsters that are showing up, and everyone's gonna die, right? So he's lost his cool, so he's in the oh no response.
I don't have my zen.
He doesn't have his zen. He is coming from a place of fear, right? Which is something that he normally doesn't have to deal with. Maybe that's because he bottles it up, you know?
Maybe because he relies on Nora a little bit to kind
balance
of
him
be
out.
that counterbalance.
Yeah. Like there are a bunch of ways that it could be taken. But bottom line is, in this situation, the environment has changed and it has gotten under his skin, right? That's driven a wedge between them. Cool. In order for characters to grow, especially if they start out as a shtick, and you like, because starting out as a shtick,
that's most characters in general.
Most characters, and there's
that's
good
a good
reason.
Place to start.
It's a good place to start.
Yep.
But when that happens, there's some conflicts that can come up. One is, do you then lean away from the shtick in subtle ways to show that they actually, that's more of how they looked, but that's not actually how they are?
Right.
Or do you do something, which is what they did with Ren and Nora, where we explain why they are that way?
Right.
And if you make it compelling, then great. The fact that they're a shtick is just fine because we know there's an emotional reason for it.
Yep.
Right? There's a core and a foundation. But what that can cause to happen is that then how do you make them actually move away from their shtick because there's such a strong reason for them to have it, right?
And so conflict is the best possible way.
Exactly. That's how people grow.
Yep. It has to start from the outside primarily because they have to react differently in the way that would cause natural conflict.
Right.
Thus,
force the change to start.
Yep. So this is basically the start of their evolution as characters, as individuals, which is cool because of all the duo dynamics in the show. Theirs is the strongest. There is no duo, I believe, in RWBY as a show that is almost played up to be as strong, I would say, as these two.
Right. You could say maybe Ozpin and Oscar, but that's a semblance thing, not like a character thing.
Yeah, it's not really as much of a character thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point where these two have literally spent, like
their whole, they've never really been apart.
Right, since they were little kids.
Yep.
And it is in some way something where maybe the romance even is something that's a bit of a...
how deep does it go?
Well, no, just something where it's... they've spent that much time together and they do care that much about each other, but it's something that might need to be reapproached as individuals versus say, we're better together than apart.
Yeah.
But it's like, whoa, have we ever actually been apart to where we know that's the case? And it's like, oh, no, they haven't.
Right.
So
they need to figure out independency because they've, being interdependent like they have been, it's good, but they also need to figure out that other side of the trends.
I don't
really?
think they've been interdependent. I think they've been codependent.
Oh,
I think if anything, it's been more of a thing of where they had to survive alone together, just in that crazy environment.
A way to survive, a way to cope and deal with things.
They are so locked in at points that when they pull apart at areas, it's painful. but it's important
it's
in some ways
necessary.
to refold the bonds in new...
Give new foundation to it.
Yeah, in new ties and new specific things. So this is something where these two are going to go through a lot of struggle individually and causing them to be reminded in some ways how much they valued the strength of the other person. And thus, when they come back to each other, it's from a place of humility and acknowledgement and in some ways affirmation as to what that person meant to them. And then even if they don't go into any kind of romance stuff immediately, they'll be approaching it from a much healthier angle necessarily.
Yeah, and that's like the whole bit with Nora being like, okay, am I just the person who is strong and hits stuff really hard?
It's like that's funny in meta.
Like, that's funny in meta and true. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Right.
And I like that she, like, as far as...
She leaned into her shtick.
She leaned into her shtick, right?
Yep.
She owned it. It's something where...
It's fantastic.
The original reason for it that it started was because of their past, right? But now she just decides, yeah, I like being that kind of person, right? I can do that pretty good, you know. So I'll do that. I'll help my friends that way, right?
And God, that was a badass scene.
Oh, it was totally badass.
Because
scene,
once you saw the force field, you were like, immediately at that, and I'm like, maybe, but they might not need to. But then I was thinking, wait a minute, no, that is probably something that was put there by Ironwood.
Right, and you pointed it out once it was like closing behind them. It's like, oh, that's going to be a problem at some point.
Right,
you know.
yeah.
Sure enough, it was.
They've been doing this thing where they linger on like specific shots to kind of, it's a way to tell the audience, like, remember this is important.
Exactly. Make sure that you pay attention to this. And the times when they don't, it's things like with the Grim Dog, and then it's wonderfully fun to go back and be like, oh, really? Wow, that was quite a few different, scenes.
Yeah, there was even one I missed at that thing. Yeah.
But now, like, because doing quiet moments with growth all in one episode, I feel like can be really tough.
Yeah. It's a pacing issue.
It's a pacing issue, right?
Yep.
You know, and
really
to have it be brought up initially in this episode, even though there was stuff before this building up to that this conversation needed to happen.
Yeah.
And then also answering the question that was brought up all in the one episode. In a lot of situations, I would be like, I don't really like that. But given how frenetic this volume is going to end up going, you know?
Yes.
I really like how it was handled.
Yeah, because it wasn't a grand answer. It was one
it was just okay, I'm
okay being me and simple.
Right. I'm not totally lost. I'm okay. I can keep going on my own journey.
Right. And I can do a lot with a little.
Yep.
So Nora, I would say that Nora is up there with Weiss for me. Has always been like one of my favorite characters in RWBY in general, especially more recent volumes. But I really also have to give props to this volume for just doing some genuinely good comedy. There were like 3 moments in this episode where I was laughing hysterically. And this is a rare thing to have in a volume where you're setting up all this very scary tension to be able to insert comedy like, read the sign, man!
Yeah,
like
#1 dad that's been like...
That's scratched out and said dud on it.
And it's like, oh man, what is this guy's life? Like he's, getting made fun of by all the people around him and stuff.
And that's probably good work, pranks and stuff like that. But then he's carrying coffee in a place where he's not supposed to. But they're all stressed. They're in a hectic situation. This guy's got a family.
Yep.
And you can tell that the way it was drawn as #1 dad, that's his kid that did that. That's his kid that wrote that on a basic ass mug. Yep. So that level of just little detail to be like, hey, these are all people. These are characters that are a thing. And then the freaking picture.
Yeah,
no
the grim
drink.
Like Jaws.
When it was a grim with
right. Yep.
That was so good.
And not only that, because that was absolutely excellent. Right. But also the part where Penny starts like explaining things in her robot way.
Yes.
God, I loved that. Like
left,
with the
left, right, across the bridge. Yep.
Like on comedy on top of something that's just cool of, hey, let's see things from Penny's perspective because she's a robot.
Yes.
It's very easy to just sort of forget that. Like originally when she was revealed to be a robot and she like stopped the car, like when I first saw that, I was like, what is that? Can't everyone do that? Like what's the deal? We have superpowers and everything all over.
Yeah.
Is that something that's supposed to be special? Like, and then it's like, oh, okay, all right, she's a robot, all this stuff. Cool. I like it. Right. So, showing that, yeah, there are differences between her and the rest of the crew, especially since some of the differences that are going to be brought up in the or soon to be future or whatever are going to be very negative.
Yeah.
So, little things like that are appreciated, but then they also leaned into it with the comedy and everything. So I loved that. And then there was one she was talking about the directions, but then also describing Ruby's semblance.
So,
which
yeah, can we talk about that? Because I think this is a tricky thing that I don't think RWBY has ever really figured out its flow with, and that is communicating its world building. It's very tricky at times to go back and rewatch earlier volumes of RWBY and look at a lot of the ways the world building was kind of delivered and go, this is really all over the place. Here was probably one of the funniest just kind of exposition dumps of Penny analyzed RWBY's semblance just by spending time with her and stuff, and stated something that is obvious to anyone with eyes, but because thankfully, I would say, no one has ever cared to explain RWBY's power, because I don't think it ever needed explanation.
Nope.
We now got an explanation that is, I would say, something that I just totally accept.
Well,
yeah.
I would say it's not an explanation even.
No, it's not.
Because it's not telling us anything new. We look at her user semblance and we can see it, right?
Why? Yeah. Why are there the rose petals?
Yeah, exactly. In the original, Red trailer, we might have thought, oh, is this some sort of like cool effect?
Yeah. Which it might have been.
For just thematic purposes. Yeah, and at that point it might have been, right? But then we actually see her using it and doing things with it where it's like, no, that only works if you can actually break up into little pieces. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, that's how it works. But then Penny actually talking about it, because that's always been one of the weirdest semblances out there, right? Where it's like, okay, everyone's already really fast, so what's important about it? Okay, no, she can fly. Okay, well, there's also okay, all right, she can split into different parts and take people with her. All right, cool. And then Penny's like, yeah, well, no, if you can do that, we can just,
yeah,
go.
and if it's fast enough, there's no problem with anyone potentially seeing it. But what I also love about it is it's also now, just personally, it's a power of sorts that has a bunch of little aspects of it that you don't need to go sci-fi in depth into explaining how it works. It's kind of just like it's like a form of magic, if you will. It's basically like a type of thing where, no, we're not going to explain how she gets reconstituted or she reconstitutes
she does.
anything there.
Penny
she just does.
Penny explaining it in the whole scientific method, that's the comedy.
Yeah, that is the comedy, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a tricky thing in this show where I think sometimes people expect some kind of hard scientific explanation for all the powers and stuff like that. It's like, no. If anything, let's let a soft magic system be a soft magic system.
And then we have the actual magic that's alongside the soft magic system.
Exactly.
In this world.
Yeah. But it's an example of where they have one of the happy huntresses helping them, and it's an invisibility power. It is not one that removes their ability to hear everything. So, you have the instance there where they're like quiet as they're in the elevator, and then Nora freaking hit all the buttons, which I gotta say, I literally wanted to do a let chaos reign kind of thing. Like the second she did that. Because I'm pretty sure that's the kind of thing where that's Nora.
Oh, yeah.
And later they had a bit where Nora's like, who am I? Just the one that does, hits things and stuff. I'm like, no, you are an instigator. You set up so many opportunities for the crew to have fun.
Right.
Like
that.
There are so many things like that where we can go no, that's your character.
Or
right
when
there.
you did maybe the a little bit risky thing of, just sending Weiss up to, up there when she didn't realize. Yeah. Right. And one of the other things that I really like that they did here as far as world building goes is the whole idea of Nora's semblance. So Nora's semblance is absorbing energy and utilization of said energy is a bit busted in general.
Right. So they made it a limited type of energy.
They made it a limited and amount of energy. The idea that she can actually overload. that's really good to have. And
that was my thought of what was going to happen, because if it's getting sourced from somewhere in the building,
right,
it should
the
have
whole generators for the building,
an unlimited source. Right.
Exactly right. You know, she might be able to make it so that it overloads like not more than a certain amount of energy can go through that specific place at a time.
Right.
But it's still something where an enormous amount. You're hooking up to the power grid basically, which if she didn't have a limiter, then it's the thing of why wouldn't she just do that all the time, unless for like stealth purposes. You don't want it to be like, oh sir, we're losing power.
Or it's,
or
it's just actually painful to do or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Which in this case, holy crap, she got scarred over her whole body.
And they look dope.
Like,
but yeah,
that's
really
a
permanent
freaking
thing.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I hope personally that if they choose to have that be a permanent thing, that please don't just kill Nora off this volume.
No.
Please.
No.
Please don't. Please don't. Like,
I
just gotta say, this is one of the things that I am very much in disagreement with the fandom. The fandom has been starting to push more and more towards the Nora and/or Ren will die this volume. And I really, really just disagree.
Yeah.
If you want to have any of them die, that's fine, but you cannot kill Nora. Personally,
Yeah, but wouldn't we have kind of said that about Pyrrha? So I just want to point some stuff out real quick. Beacon 2.0, right? All right, cool. Awesome. Let's do it. What was one of the things that happened in Beacon? We lost the sweet redhead that, crushed on the boy that didn't fully understand her feelings and everything, and she wasn't able to properly communicate them until the very end, but by then it was too late, and she had a really awesome power. But that also is magnetism and electricity. They're basically the same thing, So I'm just saying, if they,
I will be salty.
I will be really salty too, because
salty.
Here's the main thing that I think they would need to do in order to properly make Nora's death really work.
Yeah.
I don't care about Ren right now. I don't.
No,
I cared about Jean a lot, right? I don't really care about Ren. And I don't want Nora's death to be something where it's just that helps Ren snap out of it or something, right? Like, now, granted, there's a whole bunch of other people around Nora that care a ton, but the one that you would think would care the most, I don't care about at the moment.
Right.
So I won't feel as much for his pain.
Right. One of the things that's tricky with doing character deaths in general is that you can't write the plot around that character dying.
Right.
You have to write that character dying because of their decisions that they made because of the plot. Like, meaning that
you want to make it, you don't want to make it feel forced like it had to happen for the narrative, because then that feels like a disservice to the character.
An example of this is if they were approaching this volume with a list of deaths that they need to have. We need 4 deaths.
Right.
And they're like, okay, an ascending order of emotional magnitude. All right, and the biggest one is Nora. No. Like, if anything, I want to be sold so heavily on the idea that any members of the main cast die. There are so many characters in Team RWBY. No, sorry, Team RWBY. In RWBY as a show that you can kill off if you want a lot of deaths here. And yet, like, I would like actually to see character development happen and finished.
Right.
One of the things that is really, it grinds my gears, if you will, is when they start character development on someone, but rather than finish it, they kill them off because it's harder to write character development.
Yeah, so as a resolution, we'll just make it so they die. Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah,
when it's something where it's their tragic flaw, their fatal flaw, and as a result of that they die. It's like, cool, okay.
Yeah, that's Ironwood right now.
Right,
that's where Ironwood is headed.
The resolution is that they fail. They don't learn the lesson, and as a result, they pay the price.
That's why Ironwood dying or living is going to end with failure in that regard. So they both work potentially.
Which, by the way, last thing I want to mention, because we're talking in theorizing stuff right now, but for the more concrete stuff, or rather the more metal stuff, I want to cover the whole idea of Ironwood working with Watts, because it's something where if it wasn't happening in this very particular way, I would be a little bit upset because of what is being seeded to potentially happen. Because if Salem gets control of Penny because of Watts working with Ironwood, I need to be sold that Ironwood, one, was desperate and was making mistakes that are believable for his character, but also that he really believed that he had a good reason to be working with him in the first place, because Watts is very dangerous.
Well, I think that the reason right now is it's going to work. he's going to get Penny.
Right, exactly. So
if there's a point where he gets Penny and Watts doesn't have Penny,
mm-hmm.
Watts shouldn't be able to get Penny without getting free.
Right.
That's why I think they're going to have 3 stages of Penny here with this. Is we're going to
Mm-hmm.
have our Penny, we're going to have Ironwood's Penny,
and then Watts's Penny.
And then Watts's Penny.
And that works with a couple things. One, with Crow and them wanting to all break out because they're divided from the rest of the groups, right? And then there's the thing of them giving control of Amity essentially to Penny, which will make it so that Ironwood will have control of Amity and all that stuff would be great. No. But then also when Salem gets control of Penny, she'll have control of Amity. I don't know what could possibly go wrong with that.
Oh no,
right?
no, not at all.
And the way they were like, because it totally makes sense as far as, yes, this is something that our good guys would want to have happen. They use Penny to do the stuff because cool. Yeah, it works. The fact that there's a remote thing in there is a little bit, oh boy, given the fact that she's an actual person, but it makes sense that it would be there, right? And then Ironwood working with Watts can give him good information, and originally it's a lot more innocuous stuff, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the let's figure out how to remote control Penny, right? Because Ironwood didn't think he needed that, but now that he started working with Watts, the idea of, okay, in this desperate situation, letting Watts muck with potentially Penny's code, not that she necessarily has any, but mucking with her.
This is a remote thing. This is not an actual true hacking. That was part of the issue I had with maybe the idea of Penny getting hacked in general, is that she has a soul.
Mm-hmm.
So
it
she shouldn't be hacked. It's the idea of it being a remote thing. And this is more emotionally painful because I want to set up the very obvious scene that they're bringing up here. Penny, when she is being remoted into, is still there.
Still aware. Yep.
So
she's
she's still aware, but not in control. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be like 2 different souls, each fighting over control of one body. Where have we seen that before?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea,
no
right?
clue.
So what would happen as a really powerful emotional moment is Penny being forced to do something that she doesn't want to do that's hurting her friends.
Yep.
And in that moment, her soul interacts with the machine.
There are no strings on me.
She breaks the strings on her. Exactly, which they did with the whole thing of them removing the string on her. What happens when all the strings are gone? Will she be free?
Right.
And will Penny then be a real girl?
Yep. I love it.
So I think they're setting up not an end to Penny, but a transformation of sorts.
Right. But basically, I just wanted to bring up that I loved how it worked with Ironwood because I was sold on the fact that these things would lead to him working with Watts because he doesn't know about all of the different things that are happening that the other people are doing that are just, perfect disaster all lining up so that when Watts gets Penny, it's as awful as it could be. And that he's actually able to get her in the first place.
Right.
So, yeah.
But okay, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can watch a full-length timer version of the reaction there with no footage, where you sync up your footage from roosterteeth.com so we respect their policies and stuff, and check that stuff out. And also, any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and the community there about RWBY as a show, other shows, anime in general, stuff like that. Also, you can be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Right. So we stream Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Mondays we do podcasts. Tuesdays, One Piece dramatic manga readings.
Yes.
Wednesdays and Fridays, Caleb, you're doing gaming.
Yeah, I'm playing Hades right now, followed by Cyberpunk 2077 in December.
And then Thursdays, I'm doing gaming, which right now is Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.